5 things that will fix the Calgary Flames have been revealed as we have training camp right around the corner. There will be plenty of players to watch as we approach the regular season, and if certain players impress, then the Flames could be fixed in the sense that they could be not only a playoff team, but a legitimate threat. We're going to get into all that more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family, and let's get in and talk about these players to watch. We have a wonderful article here. All credit must be given to the author of this one, as it is a very good article. I'm going to go over most of it here, so all credit due to Cody Zowski here. From the Hockey Writers, he writes 5 players to watch during the Calgary Flames preseason. So the Calgary Flames open their training camp with a split squad set of games against the Oilers on September 21st, only 2 weeks away, even less than that. The upcoming season is due to be a pivotal one in the Flames' trajectory, so let's take a look at some of the players who are going to be worthy of paying extra close attention to during the preseason. So training camp, preseason, maybe even into the regular season. And essentially here at Digest Media, what are we saying by fix? Essentially, fix means good enough to make the playoffs. Better than last year, so good enough to make the playoffs. That's essentially how fix was also pitched to me. So the way in which the Flames can be fixed to be good enough for that. And maybe these 5 players could be the difference makers. And we'll go 5 to 1 here. So starting with 5, it's Hunter Brustevich. So Hunter Brustevich was drafted by the Canucks in 2023 and traded to Calgary in the move that brought him north with Kuzmenko in exchange for Lindholm. What a trade that was. Once again, I mean, my goodness, what a trade by Conroy. I mean, to be fair, no one saw Lindholm being that bad with the Canucks and then with the Bruins as well. Didn't he have like a plus 60 season with the Flames? That was crazy. But either way, he's one of Calgary's many right-handed defensemen under contract. He has played most of his games under team control so far in the AHL, with just 1 so far for the Flames. Their 5-1 win over the Kings at the end of the season. And it was super exciting to watch him play. I know I guess the glory goes to Perek. Brustevich played amazing as well. Now, after spending his past season with the Wranglers, he will be fighting for a spot with the big club, so he's likely to play a lot of minutes as he climbs the rankings and strives to start the season in the NHL. He's a good player in transition and on both sides of the puck, and only 2 seasons removed from a 92-point season as a defenseman in Major Junior. We know the Flames love their OHL defensemen, offensive defensemen, just tearing up the score sheet. But Hunter Brustevich is really good, and it is true. In the preseason and training camp, he'll probably be getting, quite a lot of minutes in order to really showcase his skill. We know he's really good. He will be an NHLer at some point, but could he be a difference maker at the NHL this season? And in that way, fix the Flames, or at least help them make the playoffs. That first one there in Brustevich is very interesting, and I have high hopes that he will play quite a few NHL minutes this season. Now let's get into number 4. It's Matty Coronato, of course. All eyes on Coronato. So Matt Coronato, Calgary's first-round pick in 2021, is about to enter his 2nd full season with the Flames. A smaller forward who's had to fight for every inch of ice he's gotten. He's put up 56 points so far in 112 NHL games, and should be looking to increase his points per game rate dramatically as he ages and gets more ice time. During training camp and preseason, as one of the younger and less established members of the forward group, he'll probably be playing a lot. Over the past 2 seasons, Coronato leads the NHL in points with 12 points in 8 games. Over the past 2 preseasons. That's key there. Coronato leads the NHL in points with 12 points in 8 games. That is true. A sign that he'll get a lot of ice time and that he can do well with what he has. Coronato has established himself as a legitimate NHL player, but he's now looking to move into a spot in Calgary's top 6, and a quality performance in the preseason should help him move up the depth chart if he's not already going to be at the top. So Coronato is expected to be a big difference maker for the Flames this year. He's expected to take a big leap and kind of be one of, if not the offensive catalyst for this team. Obviously, there's guys like Kadri and Huberdeau, but Coronato is expected to really take that to the next level, and it all starts in training camp and the preseason with a better opportunity. Of course, I'm sure Ryan Huska will be leaning on Coronato quite a bit more, trying to get him more involved, because he's shown height doesn't measure heart, and he has such amazing offensive capabilities. His offensive prowess is just pristine, and hopefully he can put that on full display in the preseason and then the regular season and then the postseason, of course. Now the next man, Etienne Morin, and this is a very interesting one. So Etienne Morin was drafted in 2023, nearly a full round ahead of Brustevich. He's a left-handed defenseman and also an offensively skilled player. He most recently played for the Moncton Wildcats in the QMJHL, where he and his team won the Q's championship and played for the Memorial Cup. Now that he has aged out of the Q, he projects to join the Wranglers this season, not necessarily the Flames right away. Now, Morin is an interesting candidate to watch, especially alongside his age mate Brustevich. The two of them have opposite handedness and might even play games together in the A. Morin led all Wildcats defensemen in points in the Q playoffs with 20 points in 19 games. If he and Brustevich pair up, the two of them could create a dynamic top pair for the Wranglers. And that's true, but sometimes you don't want too much offense on one pairing. But again, it's not like neither of them don't know how to play the position anyway. So that one could be interesting as well. And Morin is a guy who I know a lot of people in the comment section of this channel and just in the fan base in general would like to see at the NHL level at some point this season. I think for him, it might be a little bit tougher to crack the team. But hey, as a left-handed D-man, he could slot in at any point. You know, what if a Joel Hanley gets hurt or something doesn't work out, and etc. You know, kind of like that third pairing we had last year in Bean and Pahal. What if one of them doesn't work out or gets hurt or something? Either way, Morin could definitely slot in and help the Flames offensively. I think that's the way the Flames need to be fixed most, of course, and it all starts at the center position. But hey, with some good offensive defensemen, the Flames could score some more goals and just maybe make the playoffs. But of course, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Now, number 2, Rasmus Andersson, totally switching gears here, and he's a must-watch player for a different reason. So the first 3 players were exciting to watch for on-ice reasons. Now this one is exciting for off-ice reasons. Andersson has been a member of the Flames Blue Line for the past 8 seasons, but as his contract expires in 2026, and he's been popping up in league-wide trade talks for what seems like forever, he probably won't be one for much longer. While he hasn't been traded yet and is due to start the season in Calgary, he's going to be one to watch all season as the contenders make moves for strong defensemen and the trade deadline creeps closer and closer. The author goes on to continue about Andersson, but I'm just going to skip right to this. So he says, every game for Andersson will be evaluated by scouts and GMs of opposing teams. If he shows up, the Flames' return for him gets better, and if he doesn't, their prospects weaken. Fans should hope for him to succeed, even if his games in Calgary are numbered. And again, for that, it kind of starts in the preseason. What kind of attitude, what kind of effort is he going to have? You'd assume he's playing for his next contract, so he's going to give it his all. But it's interesting. Is this going to be a distraction? Is it going to cause, you know, some situations in the dressing room? It's a lot of he say, she say, who knows? It's a lot of speculation, but it will be very interesting to watch Andersson in training camp in the preseason. And then, of course, the regular season, if he is still a Flame at that point, which all signs point to that. Now let's get into number 1. You knew who it was going to be. It's Zane Parekh. So the most exciting Flame to watch is one of the newest ones, 2024 first-round pick and prospect, Zane Parekh. Parekh is a defenseman from the OHL who put up incredible offensive stats and even won the Memorial Cup in 2024. He projects to be not only a very important player for the Flames Blue Line in the future, with or without Andersson, but an important player for the team as a whole, a potential future on-ice and off-ice leader. And we have our fingers crossed for that. Now, Parekh represented Calgary at the NHLPA Rookie Showcase recently. He played 1 game for the Flames at the end of last season, the same game that Brustevich played in, of course, in which he scored a goal. Averages 1 goal per game in his NHL career as a defenseman. Amazing. Parekh's potential emergence could meaningfully shift the direction of the Flames for the next several years. Should he take to the NHL easily and play well, he could encourage the team and management to ensure the Flames are a contender sooner rather than later. Even if his adjustment is a little rough, the NHL is a man's league after all. He should be an exciting player for Flames fans to watch in training camp and beyond. And keep in mind, Parekh didn't impress all that much in last year's training camp, but he has an NHL game under his belt. He's totally done a lot of growing in terms of physically and it seems in maturity as well. So I think, you know, hopes are high for this guy, but he could definitely be the key that fixes the Flames for sure. And we, again, have our fingers crossed for that. Now, all in all, the Flames preseason should have a lot of exciting storylines for Flames fans to watch on ice and off ice, including trades, prospect development, and the future of their defense core, of course. But let me know what you think. Do you see any of these guys making a big difference for the Flames this year and maybe pushing them into the playoffs and more? Or do you kind of think it'll rely on the usual suspects in Wolf, Kadri, Huberdeau, and some of those veterans as well? Feel free to let me know down in the comments. Now, speaking of comments, let's get into the comment of the day, which comes from the most recent video on the channel, of course. And this is a comment here from Glenn. Now, Glenn said, great for Zary, of course, with his new contract. An awesome step for the team. Now send Andersson to Dallas in a deal for Robertson and move up to the next level and compete in the West. Yes, that's an ideal scenario. Is it going to happen? I highly, highly doubt it, but it would be nice, and maybe, just maybe, Conroy can get that done. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.